me a favor, just for a moment. Think about that thing you're most proud of, or one of the things you're most proud of. And breathe like you breathe when you feel proud. And put the look on your face like you do when you feel proud. What about that makes you feel proud? And there'll be people watching at home. Please do this for yourself as well. How do you breathe when you feel really proud? And by the way, when you're proud and you're not trying to hide it, what starts to sneak out the side of the corners of your mouth when you're feeling really proud? If you're proud like a little kid, show me what your face looks like when you're proud as a kid, when you don't have the adult conditioning. How many felt the energy increase in you? Raise your hand if you can feel it. See, I want you to see the filters you have. It's not that you can't be happy. It's like your conditioning keeps getting in the way. Something as simple as being proud. And how many of you think it's something that genuinely you feel proud of? Raise your hand. So let's try a different one. Maybe it doesn't have a charge. Try this for a second. Think of a moment or something in your life that you could feel grateful for. Something, someone, or a moment. And breathe the way you breathe when you feel grateful. Put the look on your face like you do when you feel really grateful. And just double the amount of gratitude. Just find a way to just unleash it and bathe in gratitude, feeling so grateful, so appreciative. Raise your hand if you can feel these feelings right now. It's beautiful. Why? Because you're focusing on it. Because whatever you focus on, you'll feel, even if it's not true. Can you think of something and be fearful, have someone tell you something and think, oh, my kids, they were in an accident, or the person's late, something's happened, and get yourself totally upset just by your focus, yes or no? And then they show up and what? How many have been freaked out about something for hours or days or even weeks or months, and then it never happened? Raise your hand and say, I. And oh, by the way, if your life is going great, how many of you think of other people that are suffering and then feel like about that if your life is doing great? So there's no escape. Try this one. Think of a time, you ever had a time in your life where you laugh so hard that like milk or Coke or something spit out your nose while you're doing it? Who's had a time where something was so funny you couldn't stop laughing? Think of a moment where you got the giggles, where you laughed so hard that you literally were coughing but you couldn't stop it, or it was so silly. Have you ever done that with yourself? You cracked yourself up because you did something so dumb? I've done that plenty of times, right? Think of one in particular. And then step into that memory like you're there. And see what you saw that made you laugh out loud, or hear what you heard that made you laugh out loud. And then breathe the way you breathe when you laugh out loud. And then open your eyes and look at the person next to you and just point at them and fake laugh. Like, double the intensity of it. Go ahead, double it. Triple it. Quadruple the intensity. I'm curious, how many found fake laughter led to real laughter, even in a moment? Let me see your hands. It's like going to your well. In the old days, you went to the well, and in order to get water out of it, you had to feed it. You had to give it a little water first, a little suction first to make it come up. We got to do that with our lives. We can't expect laughter just to show up unless we train ourselves to laugh. And most people are trained to be so damn serious. Think of how intense you are towards yourself. Most of you are 100 times more intense to yourself than you are anybody else. Who would agree with it? I'm curious. Say I.
I.
But when we're that intense with ourselves, other people feel it, even though we don't want them to. Who knows that's true? And usually it's the people closest to us that are impacted by that. So I want to show you a solution to that today.